Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of At Home with the Willises. I'm Nicci Willis, and
I'm Jameen Willis.
And today's topic, we are talking about all things conventions. And are conventions still worth it in 2024? We're going to talk all about it. But first, you're at home with the Willises. All right, guys, so before we get started on this here topic, I want to remind you to make sure you subscribe, be part of the Willis team.
And hit the notification bell.
So that you are notified every time we upload new content. Speaking of new content, I've got a new book coming out, and it's called Before You Buy, Read This. And it's all for first-time home buyers and for people who have purchased before and didn't quite have the best experience. Well, we're going to push the reset button on that, and I want you to get my book, and it'll serve as a guide for you to purchase your home. I have worked with countless clients, and I'm telling you, I have compiled this thing to make it a lot easier for you and to kind of give you some insight on what's going on throughout the entire process so that you don't feel alone, so that you don't feel out of the loop. All right, so I want you to go and visit Before You Buy, readthis.com. Are we ready?
Ready.
Let's do it. Oh, wait, one more announcement. We're in real estate, okay? If you need help buying or selling anywhere in the nation, you can actually just come to our website. We can help you. Our team can help you. So visit us at thewillisteamlv.com. If you are relocating to Las Vegas, of course, we'd love to help you. When you go to our website, you go ahead and click on that consultation button, and we can help you from there. All right. I think that's all of our announcements. So let's get started. Let's talk about conventions. I'll let you go forward.
It's convention season.
It is convention season.
Right now. So, as you may or may not know, we live in the Las Vegas area, and Las Vegas is not only the event capital of the world, but Las Vegas is the convention capital of the world. I like Las Vegas for conventions because we're going to talk about this in the podcast. But a lot of times you go to a conference or a convention and they have stuff back to back to back to back, and you don't even have time to see or enjoy the city or place that you go to. A lot of people like Las Vegas because there's tons of things to do after the conference and the breakout things are over. So we're going to talk about that today. We want to talk about what are some of the largest conventions, the most popular conventions, and also what makes a convention good or bad.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, we're going to talk about that. So, you know, I'm a numbers guy here on At Home with the Willises. So I want to talk about the numbers first. So as far as like conventions, we talked about Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is home to one of the biggest conventions. So as far as like attendance, people being at the convention, there's a convention called the SEMA show, and that stands for Specialty Equipment Market Association show.
It's like aftermarket car stuff.
Yeah.
Aftermarket car
it's
stuff.
The largest.
I thought it was like also like weird, like really cutting edge technology too.
Well, it's like specialty equipment. So, you know, there's like a...
Just for cars?
There's like a cement convention. There's a tobacco convention.
The one you're thinking is consumer electronics. That's the CES show. That one's the tech one.
Oh, that's the tech
second
one.
big one, CES.
All right, I was close.
Which is also mostly in Las Vegas too.
Yeah.
But this one is the largest, 161,000, over 161,000 attendees. And it happens in Las Vegas, of course. So the Las Vegas Convention Center. Fun fact, we have still never been in the Las Vegas Convention Center since we moved here.
I used to work there. I did my internship at the convention center.
Really?
Is it bigger than the MGM?
Huge.
Yeah, so it wasn't. But then they added a whole nother another lot to
we
it.
came
So
when they were doing that.
Yeah, I actually went to the building
So it's massive
next to it. I went to the building right next to it when they were rebuilding it because I took when I got my property management permit.
Yeah.
I had to go there to take my test, and they were doing all this massive construction. And I like the little wavy thing over the building over the top.
I have not set
Haven't
foot
been in there, but
inside the building. Ain't that something? We need to just go
we should
to
do
a
a field
convention.
trip to the convention.
We should go.
and
we'll
take the
y'all with us.
monorail.
Yes,
Right,
there's a
see?
monorail.
Monorail over there. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, there's the entrance to the monorail that's right in front of it.
That's
Do they still have the tram that goes from like the 5 or 6 of the MGM properties, or is that closed?
They do.
That is the monorail that you're
That's
talking
the
about.
monorail.
There was one that was unrelated that went between the Mirage that closed and Treasure Island.
East Mirage. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's the one that goes in between
does
like
Caesar
6
have one? The Caesars.
The Las
Caesar
Vegas
properties?
monorail connects a lot of the Caesars properties.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, we should do a field trip over there.
We should, but let's pick a good convention because I don't want to be bored.
I ain't saying go to it. I'm just saying tour the facility.
You don't want to crash a convention?
Nah, not unless it's relevant. Then we're gonna talk about that.
Well, listen,
I love
so
Crash
they do Cowboy Christmas at the
Here we
convention
go.
center.
Jen,
So
we gonna
could-
send you to.
Let me get
we
some
gonna
cowboy
send
boots
Jen to that
and some
Cowboy
Daisy Dukes.
Christmas.
I'm going in there. When is
Actually,
it?
I'll go to the. Give
But
me
it's
some.
not there though. I thought it was always at the station.
It's all over town. They have Cowboy Christmas at the convention center,
Okay,
at
we're going.
No.
Mandalay Bay,
You know what
at
I'm going to?
Venetian.
The South Point. It goes
South Point, that's what I
down
mean.
in the
Yeah.
South Point. It's pickup trucks and
Yes.
trailers over there. I couldn't even
Yeah.
find nowhere to park.
Honestly, like there's something to do. There's so much to do.
I'm gonna do that. I got my cowboy boots. I just need my hat. I need the belt. I need the big like
I don't know
WWE.
why you are obsessed with the belt buckle.
The belt buckle is everything.
Get you a belt.
Yeah, the
They,
guitar
don't
belt
encourage
buckle.
him.
You
Do
don't
not
even have no
encourage him.
cowboy boots and you live in the West.
Because I prefer stilettos, and you can't get stilettos dirty like that. So
Yes, frowned upon.
you see,
Anyways,
Okay.
so
but I'm gonna
the-
get some boots though.
The SEMA show is the largest. The second largest is the CES convention, and Las Vegas is home to one of the biggest conventions and conferences go down here. Why do you think that Las Vegas became the convention hub?
Hotels, they have the rooms for it. Like, and Las Vegas has the capability of hosting more than one. So, for instance,
That's true.
we're from Cincinnati, Ohio. Cincinnati, I believe, has
We did the numbers. It was like,
like- 100. So
Eight.
here,
It was like 1/8 of the hotels that we have in Las Vegas.
yeah,
we have in
Cincinnati, I believe, has like 30,000 rooms. Like in the greater Cincinnati area, like not downtown, but like the greater Cincinnati. Las Vegas, 2 years ago, had 140,000 rooms.
And you can do multiple shows at once. So
Yes.
what he was saying is that consumer electronics, the tech show, it's the second largest, but they usually had that at the same time as the adult entertainment convention. And they like, look, you got these techie guys here, and I have the adult entertainment for them. So,
Yep.
and they had space to have it at the same time every year.
As of 2023, they are up to Las Vegas is up to 154,662 available rooms now.
And climbing.
And climbing. So when, like you said, when you make the decision to have a convention somewhere, you want, like, lodging is one of the biggest issues. And that's why where we're from, Cincinnati gets capped. In some of these other like medium markets, you can't have large conventions because they don't have the rooms for them. So, Cincinnati is good for like, maybe 15,000, 20,000, maybe 20,000 people to come. But that's the only event that you can have the whole city, accommodates for that one convention. Here, you can have, church convention, adult entertainment convention happening at the same time. Gun show here, the Cowboys and them over there, and
Multiple
nobody even see each other
conventions
because it's just that big. So
Yeah.
so that's how Las Vegas has continued to win over and over again these different bids. I want us to put in a bid for the Olympics. Ooh, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, so Brightline is getting built, right? Which makes it like a 2 hour, 45-minute commute between Las Vegas and LA. Las Vegas could be the hub for the Olympics. And then, and we're also 2 hours away from or 3 hours away from some major cities in Utah. We're also not too far from some major cities in Arizona. So, therefore, if we have the Olympics here in Las Vegas, we can also branch off and have a few different things that we don't have in those other cities.
I don't see the Olympics happening here. You know why?
Y'all wait and see.
I don't see the Olympics happening here because
in the 2030s.
I don't see
I'm putting
it
out there.
I don't see it happening. We have the hotels, we have the infrastructure, we have everything else. But what we don't have is the climate for the actual Olympics to happen. Track and field, no, they're gonna be burning up.
No, domes.
I don't think you can do everything
in a dome.
Nah,
yes.
There's too many things going on. That's why they don't have it, because just like the like the Raiders are going to California to practice because it's so hot here. They going to our home team is going to California to practice because it's too hot here. So I think that's why we don't have the Olympics here, because there's some things that you just can't do indoors, and there's multiple things.
There's things you can do.
That would put them at a disadvantage. Like if your team is the only team that is trained in this kind of weather, then when the other people come, you automatically win. You're the only one that know what to do in 120 degrees.
That's why, listen, the Bills, Green Bay Packers, they be winning at home because they're cold. Everybody else is cold. Nobody else can. And so, and with technology and architecture and all the things in this day and age, build a dome with a track and field. Build a retractable dome for track and field. It was just perfect. And then, I'm getting it. Then you turn that sucker into a soccer field after the Olympics. You are welcome, Las Vegas.
They already have soccer at the Allegiant Stadium, and they're having.
You're ruining my idea.
Oh, okay. I didn't ruin it. I'm just saying they already have.
I think
soccer
we should put in a bid.
At the
we should put in a
Stadium.
bid. Sometime in the 2030s, we could host it here in Las Vegas. The neighboring cities. You know what I'm saying? Be prepared.
And we have plenty of open space to build whatever the thing is.
Thank you. They can rowers. Y'all going over to the Colorado River. Y'all get that together. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Then we can build it. We can easily build a stadium with a pool in it because we'll use that sucker. And then it'll be perfect. Trust me.
I'm all
Las
for
Vegas.
it, but I just don't know if they.
And we have the rooms for it.
We have the rooms for it.
$154,000, and they don't have to sleep on cardboard. I'm with it.
Yeah, okay. That's not a convention. We talking about conventions and conferences.
It sounds like a convention to me.
World. You know,
It's a world
I've
convention.
been in my previous years. I've been a notorious non-networker, so I haven't gone to.
You don't say.
A lot of. But wait a minute. We run a whole networking nonprofit now, so give me my props.
I give you your props.
On this. Actually, since
Black
we moved
Henderson,
to
if
Las
you didn't
Vegas.
know, go to blackhendersonNV.com
and org.
and org.
Yeah, both of them. So yeah, I've been a notorious non-networker before moving to Las Vegas, and when you live in Las Vegas, that just don't fly. So there's been a ton of conventions and conferences that I probably should have went to earlier on in my professional career that I didn't go to. And one of the things that I thought about is when we went to Belize and we met the guy Richard, the son-in-law of, shout out to Richard, of Saul's cigar place over in Belize.
Oh yes, okay.
He was a realtor.
Yeah.
And he went to R4.
Yeah,
So
he did.
my entire career of being at Remax, I never went to the R4.
Oh yeah, R4 is the Remax convention for their.
yeah, but if
I went to the family reunion.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's Keller Williams convention for their agents, is the thing.
But I was just thinking, like, if I would have been to things, I could have met somebody like Richard or a realtor from Belize and be like, hey, when I get over there, we're going to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I've gone to conventions now more and will continue to.
I'm proud of you for that.
So, yeah. So, let's crash the convention, babe. Where are we going at the Las Vegas convention?
I don't know. I've definitely always wanted to crash a wedding.
Why? Nobody. If they don't want you there, why do you want to go to a wedding?
It's just a simple fact that, like, if I can infiltrate,
Got to be an African wedding.
that's what I'm thinking.
You see?
That's what I'm thinking.
That was racist. Say no.
What? Oh, it was not racist. Calm down.
They
I know I can't go somewhere.
You don't belong. If you go to an African wedding, they gonna know you don't belong. They don't. We do not know the lady in the red. We do not know.
Here we go. That actually was terrible.
I know everybody.
No, stop with the accent. Stop it. Oh.
Whose
All I know-
wife is this? We do not know her. I do not think she belongs here. Okay, sorry.
So look, when the cancel people come,
Right.
just
Okay.
know.
Just know. I didn't say that. That was all him.
I love African accent. That's my favorite.
Babe.
I just didn't. Okay.
First of all, Africa is a continent. So, and there are regions.
But there's countries.
And different countries
in
that have
Africa.
different accents. So you can't just say that blanket. Listen, we're sorry. We grew up in America.
You don't even know nobody, and you trying to crash an African wedding. So who's
No,
more?
I said I want to crash a wedding. I didn't say you told me to crash an African wedding. What I'm saying is
Jen
I'm going
told
to try
you
to
to
crash
crash it.
I'm going to
Jen
try to
told you
crash
that.
a wedding where I can blend in the most.
Why?
I don't know. Don't you think about things that, like, you know, are kind of unattainable?
We used to have a show in town called Tony and Tina's Wedding, where you were like random guest.
Yeah.
And you could kind of participate in the show. I don't know
Yeah.
if they still do that.
Really? Anyway, it's my dream. No, I just probably just a regular like African American wedding where I'm like, hey, auntie, and they're like, hey, and I'm, you know, I just be in there like, let's take a picture. Let's. Or you bride side or groom side? Well, you know, I'm actually on the groom side. Their cousin.
All right, we
and
went
then-
from
yeah.
Olympics to weddings. Bring it back to the
Oh
conferences.
no, I'm telling you how we got there because we said we're gonna crash a convention.
Okay.
Okay, now we move on.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
All right. So we just recently came back from a vacation, so we gotta kind of watch our time. But here's one of the things that I actually do want to go to. Is it a conference or a convention? Let's see here. Well, anyway.
Wait, what's the difference?
InvestFest.
Wait, what's the difference between a conference and a convention?
A convention has more of.
Are you making this up? This is
No. A convention has more like vendors and things for you to like buy, like booths. Conferences, they have that too, but it's more about the speakers and the panels and the breakouts and things like that. They both have the same elements, but conventions usually have more like things for you to buy and like vendors and things like that. Anyway, so InvestFest.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Social Tables is saying, and they are an event planning and company. They said the difference is conferences are mostly focused on exchanging information and education. That's a conference. Conventions are typically based around membership, either official or unofficial, and are used to set agendas for the upcoming year and things like that.
That is, yeah.
Okay, well,
The speakers provide the information.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. InvestFest. InvestFest is the first of its kind, an in-person experience to combine investing, entrepreneurship, pop culture, and entertainment in a festival setting. InvestFest is going to be in 2024. InvestFest is in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's put on by Earn Your Leisure. So Earn Your Leisure was started by two guys, Troy and Rashad.
Shout out to them. They doing
So
their
they
thing.
started a podcast, and it's grown from a podcast to InvestFest. They have different channels on their YouTube.
Yeah.
From Market Mondays to 19 Keys, Real Estate People.
Yeah.
On there. So InvestFest I like InvestFest because it has music performances, interactive events. They have a huge vendor marketplace. So this year they're going to have over 400 small businesses. Also live podcast stages with interviews from like entrepreneurs. So I think the headliner this year is 50 Cent.
Are you going?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. But
That
it's
sounds
right
like you.
around the time.
That
It's
sounds
right
like
around the time of our anniversary though.
right up your alley.
So it's like happy anniversary, you know. So I am thinking about going to InvestFest because it's like more our age group.
Right. It's more a demographic. Yeah, I would
And
say.
yeah, so it's like they combine entrepreneurship, hip hop, entertainment.
Yeah.
And I really rock with Earn Your Leisure. Yeah, Earn Your Leisure. So that's a big up and coming thing. I think they kind of downplayed. Well, I guess it's a little bit different, but they act like it was like brand new. But Essence Fest has been going on for a while.
Essence Fest, man, that is
I
the
always
dream
forget.
for me to go to Essence
It just
Fest.
pops up
and to
and
like
it's
be
like-
on stage at Essence Fest. Like
I don't
I want to like.
I don't think they market it well because it's like every time I see it,
don't market
it's
Essence
over
Fest,
already.
right?
Like I don't get like a like.
Well, you're not the person that they're talking to. I know
Tell me
when
I ain't the
Essence
person
Fest.
they talking to.
I know. You know when Essence Fest happens every
Yes.
year. Same.
When?
Listen, it's always the first weekend of July.
Isn't that what Girl Trip was about?
That's
Them at
what
Essence
Girl
Fest?
Trip was about. That was a good resurgence.
It's not a cult
of
classic,
Essence
Jen.
Fest.
Nobody.
For you.
Hey, Girls Trip is, and they're trying to come out with a Girls Trip too. I don't know.
Why not? It was successful.
Oh yeah, but no. So you don't know about Essence Fest because
I don't know
they're not
when
talking
it
to you.
happens.
Happens, yeah, first weekend of July.
Why you
So
think
they
they're not
just
talking to
it
me?
just happened.
Because it's for us. It's for the black women.
No, it's not. The largest African American culture and music event in the U.S. It says nothing about just women.
No, listen, the men that are there because the women were invited. Like it's
They're
not for
talking
y'all.
to you. They're not talking to you. But I want to go so bad. I want to participate, but I want to be on somebody's stage. I want to be talking. I want to be.
Trying to crash a wedding, be on somebody's stage.
That's one of my dreams. That's one of my goals, to be like on stage. In Essence,
You don't even know how it
Fest.
We can do
started.
that.
So
That would be
it started in
awesome.
1995
Yeah.
in
This
New
is year 30.
Orleans, Louisiana, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Essence magazine.
Yeah.
So I thought Essence Fest was more about just like music performances, but it's like a whole lot more. When I started listening to Here's the Thing, and I was like, Kev going to Essence Fest and being in it, I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And then I saw Don Peoples there, and I was like, okay, that's something we want to look into.
Again, they're not talking to you. They're talking to us.
Yeah, like it's all sorts of book launches
Oh,
and
yes,
product applications.
yes.
And
So
things.
next July, we going to Essence Fest.
So we is in like
See?
me and Jen?
No, what you talking about?
You want to come too?
Yeah, I ain't got to be with y'all. Shoot.
Okay. You come too. Cause like men do go.
You act like it's not for women. It's really not.
If you're trying to go, you should really think about getting your room now
Yeah, that part too, for sure.
because it's
Because
not like Las
it-
Vegas
Yeah,
where you got all of the rooms.
it packs out quick.
First man I see on the website, Birdman and Friends. Janet
Yeah.
Jackson,
But
Charlie Wilson.
what I'm saying is the who their target audience is are
Everybody.
people that read Essence magazine, and who is that?
I don't know. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't seen the Essence magazine in a long time.
Okay.
Anywho, we're gonna go. That
Yeah.
sounds good though.
Essence
I think
I
that'd
will
be
work
fun.
on getting you on the stage, Nikki. Let me find a plug.
Come on, guys.
So you'd
let's
rather go
do
to
it.
Essence Fest than Invest Fest?
I don't. Those aren't the same. I go to both.
Okay.
Two different worlds. But I go to both.
Crash and go to both.
Yeah. What? I'm not gonna crash it. I'm not gonna crash it. But yeah, let's talk money. Let's talk family. Let's talk relationship. Let's talk building something. Let's do it. I'm excited.
I think conferences are it's a great business model.
Okay, how so?
Because you have, you can charge for entry. Well, people charge for entry. You get the economy, it spurs the economy with people booking hotels. And then speakers, they get paid money. And then vendors can, sell things when they have booths and things like that. So I think that conferences are dope.
I definitely think they are economy boosters.
And conventions.
Like whenever you bring in a convention, for in any city, I think it's a good, as long as the city embraces it. If the city embraces it, because I know, we're gonna talk about it. Cincinnati had some issues in years past where we always do what, Music Fest? Is that what we call it?
Never been inside.
The music festival? You know what I'm talking about.
The Jazz Fest?
Jazz Fest. And
they call it the formal name is the Macy's Music Fest.
Yeah. It used to be called the Jazz Fest. Yeah.
But we boycotted it for a few years.
Well, we had some issues in the past because restaurants were closing down at 5:00. They were closing their doors. So people couldn't get things to eat. Like, it was an issue, a real issue. And I felt like the city didn't embrace the fact that this could be a really big thing when there were other conventions that came down or that came into the city.
Different demographic.
We're going to say it that way. And these restaurants were staying open. And these places to shop were staying open.
I understand both sides of it.
Okay.
That's why, one of the reasons why we moved, because Cincinnati's made a lot of progress, but it's not like in Atlanta where they used to seeing that type of thing. Mm-hmm. But also people act up. I told you, I've never been inside of the Jazz Fest. I just went down there. And that's what a lot of teenagers do, go downtown.
So you was part of the trouble.
Yeah, I wasn't causing no trouble, but I've never actually been in there. And that's actually one of the things I regret, because back in the day they had Kanye West when he had the Glow in the Dark tour. He did that at the Jazz Festival. And Destiny's Child, before they were super huge, they were down there too, and I never went. So that's why I'm going to conferences and conventions now, because and concerts. I don't want to miss out. But I understand that, because a lot of things I used to go down there as a teenager and a young adult, because people go down there with their cars and there's a lot of people and you see what's going on.
Yeah.
But also people act up and be fights and shootings and stuff like that. It's like a cultural difference, where somewhere is at Atlanta, they're used to festivals and different.
So are
places.
people acting up because of the environment, or are they acting up because what is the cause? What are you saying?
It's a mentality thing.
If
the biggest thing that happens every year is a jazz festival, it's it's Jazz Festival, I'm gonna go get an outfit, I'm gonna go down here, blah blah blah. Where it's like Las Vegas, something going on here every single day. It's not I'm gonna go down to the Strip because such and such is happening. You go down to
they're
the Strip
unimpressed
any day of the week. We're so what? You know what I mean? But then I understand that closing early, because it's been a bunch of shootings and fights down there. So a lot of business owners are nah, I'm going to close my doors or close early, versus somewhere
But are
like
people
Atlanta.
getting in the fights because they're frustrated because they can't get nothing to eat? They hungry.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I'm just saying, I think when a city really rallies and embraces a conference or a convention, I think it fares well. I think it fares better than you got everybody look out there looking like a sundown town. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. I think, and I think Las Vegas has done a good job of. The Stellar Awards was just here. That's gospel music. That's the biggest gospel music award show.
Yeah.
They were just here. Let's see who else has just been here recently. Oh man, I can't think of it. Oh, there's another real estate conference that is coming here, and it's for all real estate agents. It's not just for, and I can't remember the name at the moment, but you know, yeah, and they're big on marketing or not marketing, but what do you call it? Networking.
Yeah.
I drew a blank on that. Sheesh.
So
Anyway.
This is not real estate, but he talks about real estate a lot. Another big conference is the 10X conference with Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone. That's always here in Las Vegas, huh?
Nope. It's here a lot, but he's had it in Miami too.
Miami.
So he has like the rock star of conference. So he has Shaq, A-Rod, Kevin Hart, TD Jakes.
Yeah.
So he brings in those heavy hitters. Peoples, but
he's another one of those people that's like, I get why he's abrasive, but I like him.
You like him?
I like him.
I used to be into Grant Cardone.
I mean, if he wants me to come speak, though, sure.
He's not my favorite. Something about him kind of rubs me the wrong way. I actually know somebody that works for Grant Cardone. Well, not Grant Cardone, but 10X. But he knows he got that process, that system going.
Yeah.
The mentoring and stuff like that.
He knows how to sell.
Yeah, so he gets those big names in there to get the people going. Get people fired up. So 10X is a big one. That's about 35,000.
You said he had it in
people.
Miami, and you when you mentioned Miami, I was like, because I don't know if y'all have ever flown into Miami, but good God Almighty, the airport.
Miami Airport is raggedy. It's rough.
Nobody talks about that.
I don't think
guess,
people care.
You ain't in there. You ain't in there that long.
Once you leave that airport, it's on and popping.
But it's not. I don't know what I was expecting when I flew in to Miami, but I was underwhelmed.
Is that the only airport in Miami?
Who knows?
I think it is.
I guess it is, but it was just, I was so underwhelmed. I'm like, where's the rest of it? Like,
it's like the ceilings in this house are higher than the ones in Miami.
Yeah. But they deal with a lot of hurricanes and all the things. So maybe they're like, you know what? We're not gonna put a lot of money into this.
They wait for a natural disaster so they can get it.
Who knows? But anyway, and so I say all that to say, Las Vegas Airport is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Because for me, it runs like a really well-oiled machine, and that makes a difference. Mm-hmm. It makes a difference when you have an international airport at the place that you're trying to have a convention, because people got to get in and out. There needs to be, some straight shots. That you want to be able to have your airport close to where you're trying to go. Mm-hmm. So these things, and because we're from Cincinnati, I can talk about us. CVG, Cincinnati Airport, is actually not in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. It's actually in Covington.
Which is smart.
You say it's smart? Because you have to drive.
But where would it be in Cincinnati? That's why I said it's far.
of course. Right.
Oh, no,
yeah,
it's
we're
far.
landlocked, so
it's far, though. I don't like that.
Because it's going to take you about... Well, no,
traffic?
No. Well, if you're having the convention in the city, it's going to, without traffic, from the airport to where you're trying to stay, might run you about 25 minutes. About 25 minutes to get from the airport with no traffic. But here's the problem. The traffic is very, very heavy coming from across the way.
Yeah.
Coming from Covington into downtown Cincinnati, that Brent Spence Bridge, which I heard they're working on, by the way, is trafficy. So you add that on top, it could take you like 45 minutes to an hour to get from the airport to downtown Cincinnati. So that also plays a major part when people decide if they're going to have a convention somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, let's talk about one more convention.
Okay.
We'll talk about what makes a convention good or bad. So I found this out I didn't know that there was a lot of Greek organizations that had conventions. I ran into somebody. I was at like a Dairy Queen or something weird, and it was just like a whole bunch of people like there. I think like Deltas, and I was like, what are y'all doing? And they was like, oh, we got a convention going on here. So just recently,
Shout out to the Divine Nine.
Our resident Greek expert, Jen,
you're a resident. Did you know?
Yeah, so Alpha Kappa Alpha had their national conference, the Boule, in Texas, in the Houston area. So 20,000 people were in attendance there. And then the next stop for Boule in 2026 is Las Vegas.
Really? So you going?
Alpha Kappa Alpha will be here in Las Vegas for 2026. So that's going to be really cool.
What you gonna wear?
Oh, listen.
Yeah, bring it out.
Ready.
she gonna wear the cowboy
outfit of the
boots.
day for Jen.
She gonna wear the boots.
You gonna be so.
Well, they did the country theme this year in Texas.
yeah.
So it'll be something different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I wonder-
Texas is a big convention. California for sure, like San Diego, LA, of course
San Diego's a big
Vegas.
deal.
Yeah,
Florida.
that's what people look for. They look for rooms. They look for, can people fly in here easily? They want to know what the surrounding area has to offer. And Vegas got it.
Yeah, Vegas.
Vegas got it.
Chokehold.
You don't even have to. You could stay in Old Vegas. You can go up there by Fremont Street and be in a totally different experience.
I don't know how these hotels off the strip stay open. When you got all the, I don't know who's like, oh, we're gonna stay at the Doublewood over in Silverado Ranch. When you got
Well,
the
those
whole
are usually
strip
the
mall.
overflow rooms. Like
Yeah.
after the main
I just
hotel
don't
is
know how they
booked,
stay
then you
open.
go over there.
Because it's booked out when you have these big conventions where you got essentially a whole city descends upon. Well, we got F1 too coming up.
Don't do the face.
I'm
Nikki.
sorry.
That
F1's
brings a lot of money
coming.
in. Don't talk about F1 like that.
But I'm just saying, like, so you have a whole city that descends upon a city. Those places are gonna get booked, and
So,
you can
like,
easily
right
pay
over here,
for a
it's like
motel
hotels
room.
over
You be
here.
On
paying.
Boulder Highway.
Listen,
That's wild.
where it's right next to a trailer park, because we know where that is. But they get booked. And
it's not
they're
just
just
by the
waiting.
hour.
That's it. They just waiting.
Yeah. So what do you think is more people go to? They go to conventions because they're part of an organization, or the conventions where you like go like because like InvestFest, it's not like, oh, I'm part of Earn Your Leisure. It's like you go to this convention, it's not like an organization thing. Do you feel like there's a downturn of like the InvestFest type things, or is it be like, well, I'm part of this organization, so I'm gonna go to the convention, like that's why it's still going on?
No, I feel like people go to conventions to see and be seen. Whereas now, we got Zoom and everything else. If you're just interested in learning whatever it is that they're talking about, you're gonna go virtually. I'm not flying out there and getting a room and all of the things unless like I want to show y'all my outfit. I do.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going.
That's what Rashad said. Get your outfit
Get your
together
outfits
for
together.
InvestFest. Gonna be a vibe.
I'm with it.
All right, so I
I'm
made
putting my
I made a
outfit
short
together.
list of what makes a convention good to me, and let me know if y'all agree or disagree. So the first thing is not being sold from the stage. So like the speaker is just like the keynote speaker. It's not like, oh, we about to hear him for 40 minutes, and then the last 15 you about to buy this thing for $5,995. I hate being
You don't like that?
sold from the stage. Like if you're going to educate me or motivate me, inspire me, cool. Or if I'm coming to hear a pitch from something, like I kind of want to know that. I don't want like the sneak attack at the end because I've sat here and listened to you for, like motivate me to
But-
motivate me, not motivate me to buy this product or something.
But that is how speakers make their money. Like, I mean, they get paid
No.
to speak,
Nope.
but you make money also by selling the products and services that you have. I feel like it's not good if people are then feeling like they're being sold, then you're not doing a good job of explaining the problem that you're solving.
Well, so I'll give you an example. So like you went to the family reunion at Keller Williams, right?
Yeah.
And Tony Robbins was the keynote person.
Yep.
He didn't sell you after you got finished speaking.
To be honest, I left.
But he did. I know he didn't. It's a difference.
He was up there
Because
for 3.5
they paid
hours,
him.
and I was
Yeah,
If they
'cause they
didn't
paid.
pay him,
Yeah.
then he would have sold y'all.
He had a whole
Oh yeah, of
booth
course they
with
got a
the-
booth, but I'm like selling you from. It's a big difference when you think that you're just coming to hear somebody and then they sell you at the end versus they're going to sell you on something you're interested in it. So let's hear what they got. It's a big difference. Anyways,
Okay.
not being sold from the stage. The second thing is they give you time to see the city. So I think as a promoter, whoever puts the events on, sometimes that's actually one of the reasons why I didn't in the past like going to conferences, because they just fill your whole schedule up like back to back to back to
You don't
back.
have to go to everything.
And you don't have time to go to like see the city that you're in. Like I done pay for a plane ticket, got a hotel, and they done booked my whole schedule up where I can't even see the city that I'm in.
No,
That's the great thing about Vegas, though. Like, once you're in the building, everything's here. You got all of the restaurants, all of the entertainment, your hotel room, and the conference. You don't have to see outside.
That's true.
All of those other places, and if I want to go look at, I don't even know, Niagara Falls or whatever they do, then I got to leave and drive for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
But you don't have to do everything that they've planned out there for you. Some people love it from start to finish, honey. They got the sunrise breakfast, they doing yoga, then they got the little prayer time, then it's on and popping at 9:30. And then they're there till 5:30, and then they doing a cocktail hour. Not me.
But don't you have like FOMO? Like you like,
No, I do
oh
not.
shoot, I may miss this workout, I may miss this opportunity.
I'm
or
gonna
something
pick
like.
a
And
few
you paid
things,
your
'cause then
money.
it's
You want
for
to
me,
get
it's
your money
information
back.
overload. I need sunlight. These places don't have no windows. I gotta walk out of here. I need some fresh air. So
Right.
I don't care how much you've put on your agenda. I'm going to hand select a few things because I want to be energized, and then whatever I miss, I just miss. I'll come back.
You don't follow the rules. All right. The next thing is it gives time to network.
Okay.
That's another thing. Like when they schedule things back to back to back, you just sitting there next to somebody, like you may not know who they are. You like, unless you like take the 3 minutes before they start, like they don't give time to network.
So do you like when they have curated events to network? Like meet us
Yes.
at the XYZ so you can network.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it's kind of awkward for me, especially when I'm by myself, to be like, hey, what's your name? What's your sign? No, not what's your sign.
Whatever. See, that's what makes it awkward. You over there asking somebody for their sign? Huh. I don't know. I just like meeting people. So I'll sit next to you and be like, hey, what's your sign? No, I'm just kidding. I will just talk at random, I guess. I don't know if I like the curated moments of networking. Just release me. Let me go.
Release
If I happen to see,
Like
somebody with
freedom.
the same badge on, hey, what y'all doing? Nice to meet you. Oh my God, we're at the same convention. Let's go get something to eat. Have you tried this? But see, I think that's just us, our personalities. We're different.
For sure.
Yep.
Last thing is good food and not bland hotel catering.
Oh.
You know how you get like the hotel, they be
Man.
like, oh, we're gonna have our breakout
Ooh.
lunch. And they
And you
bring
in
you
there-
there snap peas and carrots.
The green beans, they got
steamed
no salt
carrots.
on there.
So I like when they have good food, when they bring in like most of the time it's outside food, or if it's the hotel food, if it's good. I remember I went to a conference and we went to a restaurant after, and I thought that was dope because it wasn't like the regular banquet hall type food. I hate when the food is like bad. So that's what makes a conference good.
Okay.
So-
Well, I would love to know what other people think too. What do you think makes a conference good?
Yeah, put that in the comments.
Put that in the comments. We want to know what you think also makes for a great conference. And it could be anything. It could be anything about the conference. It could be about the city that the conference is going to be held in, or the host city. We want to know what makes a good conference. And I'd love to know what conferences you recommend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be good. So put that in the comments below. What conference do you recommend? What's it about? And put the link because I want to see it.
Yeah.
And who knows? I might be over there. I'm not gonna crash it because I don't want to hear
Quick
it.
question.
Okay.
Jen, what's the best conference you've ever been to?
Ooh, this is good.
And the second question, B, what's the worst? Don't even worry about it. Put it in the name. We naming names.
Oof.
What's
Naming
the best
names?
and best? What's the worst?
I'm gonna tell you that honestly, the best conference that I ever been to was a Mary Kay conference, and you wouldn't even think that, but like when they get to inspiring, they they pump you up, and I'm ready to take over the world. I don't even wear makeup.
Right.
Taking over the
right.
world. So the Mary Kay conferences are actually a lot of fun.
Okay. I can see that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Everybody want that pink Cadillac. We going for it.
Mary
You know
Kay
what
was
I'm
the
saying? They pumping
original.
you
I
up.
hate to call it this, but it was the original pyramid scheme. So Mary Kay had things in the chokehold for
It's
a
called
long time.
MLM. Okay? Multi-level marketing.
Yeah, pyramid. I just said pyramid. I
For
took
those
the
of
last
you who are
word
Mary
off.
Kay representatives, we're sorry. MLM, babe. That's what it's called now.
MLM. That's right. Catch you at Borders bookstore and be like, "What book are you reading?" Why? Oh my God.
Hey,
They trying to
honestly,
get
somebody-
you that. Trying to sell you some cleaning products.
Yeah, I was really pissed. I was at Sam's Club back in Cincinnati. I will never forget. This girl walked up to me and she was like, "Oh my God, I love your hair." And I had just washed it. And it was in this really pretty, gorgeous puff. And so I was proud. I was like, "Oh, yeah." She was like, "What products do you use?" And I'm like, "Fuck, girl, let me tell you." So we out here talking for a good 15 minutes. And all of a sudden she hits me with the, "Well, I've got an XYZ product that I'd love to show you. Let me get your," man, I turned that card around so fast. I was so pissed off.
I did that on accident the other day. Not the
What
other
did
day.
you
It was a
do?
couple weeks ago. I was at the bookstore. And it just happened to me so many times at the bookstore. I'm like, oh my God. They still got people coming in the bookstore doing
That's
this?
what they tell me.
No, but he was asking me all these questions like, what book are you interested in? And I'm like, oh, here we go.
So you didn't give him a
just, like,
chance,
doing
did
this.
you?
So I'm like, I was just super like stone faced, like one word answers. And I thought he was about to hit me with something. But he actually didn't. He was like actually trying to like engage in the conversation about books.
And here you
And he
go.
was like, my favorite, if you don't, he said, it was like Atomic Habits. And I was like, okay, just waiting for him to say it. But he never did. And I walked past him like 2 more times. And he never hit me with the picture. I was like, oh, I felt so bad.
See, you gotta be open and just talk to people.
All right, what's the worst one, Jen? What's the worst?
I went, I don't even remember the name of it, but I went to one that was, about a money conference, right? But they had this one speaker who was trying to encourage people, and he's like, you have to change your mindset about money, and and you have to decide whether or not money is even important to you, and and his test was whether or not you would burn money. So he's like, yeah, everybody take out, take out a bill, take out 20 or 50 or whatever you got in your pocket, take it out, and and they're gonna light it on fire. And I'm like, I'ma go.
First of all, that's a felony.
I left. I don't know what day was it. I said, this is weird. Y'all is feeling cultish. I gotta go home.
Yeah.
So that was that.
Dang.
What's the best conference you ever been to? So they told you to burn money and that was...
Burn money.
Burn money.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
on
weird.
some let's see if you'll do it type of stuff.
And Jen
Let's
was
see where
like,
your
"And
mind
for that
at.
reason, I'm out."
Yeah.
I can't think of the best or worst conference that I've been to. I'm drawing a blank.
Really?
Yeah. I can.
Were you one of those kids that went to the church conferences?
Yeah.
Did you guys do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those were entertaining to me because I just saw so many things. So, those are always entertaining. Because I, again, saw so many things. But that wasn't like the worst. I've seen some really terrible speakers though. I've seen some really bad speakers to where I was just like, there's this one guy we were in a internship conference. This is 20 years ago now. And it was definitely 20 years ago because I was coming back. Nia was 1, and I was coming back to get back into corporate America. And we were at this internship, and they had gotten this guy who, he thought he was like, young and hip and all the things. And I was, I wasn't in the same mentality as everybody else around me. We were 17, 18, 19, 20. But I was a nursing mom at the time. So we're sitting there, and he thought he was like gonna say these really cool and catchy things. And I remember him saying, some of y'all need to get off your mother's tit. And I was like, excuse me?
Talk about getting us canceled.
Oh, right? I didn't say it, the kid said it. But I was like, excuse me. And I mean, you heard some people were like, oh, whatever. And I remember because they wanted us to know, how we thought. And I said, as a mother and as a nursing mother, I find it highly offensive that a male, for one, would say something like that. And to say something to people that are also, we're teenagers, young adults, and you would say something like that. There is another way for you to say whatever it is that you have to say. But yeah, I left a not so nice note.
I think it's safe to say you wasn't his ideal customer.
Definitely. Yeah. But I was like, I'm a nursing mom. Like, how dare you? How dare you? You know what? Honestly, I can pretty much deal with any conference as long as I can eat and the food is good. I can pretty much deal with any conference. If the food is good, well worth it, I will have taken something out of that conference. But if I'm in there eating bland food, I don't care who's in there. Besides Michelle Obama, I don't care who's in there. I'm upset. So any place where I've had bland food is like, but yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I can't. Nothing like comes to mind, and also because I was in events all the time, working like, with party sitters and everything. I was in and out of events all the time, so nothing really comes to mind for me. But
one thing I want to remind people is don't sleep on the local conferences, the local events.
Oh yeah,
stuff that like your city is doing, that type of thing.
Yeah.
We went to the Women's Money Conference in Vegas recently.
Yeah,
that was hosted by the city, and like that's where
it was
you
hosted
meet
by the state.
By the state,
yeah, and it was good. This was the second time we went, and the food was good. I'm just saying. But yeah,
don't sleep on those.
Yeah, don't sleep on those. They do a really good job with that. They have vendors. I love a good vendor moment. Let me see what y'all got. I like goodies.
You spend a little too much time with the vendors.
What? I mean, if I'm getting a pen from you, or honestly, it kind of depends on what you're giving me. If you're giving me a pen, you got 10 seconds to shoot your shot. But if I'm getting like some Post-it notes, you know what I'm saying? If I'm getting something that I haven't seen before.
Ready to go right now.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, why are you still doing this?
Give me the goodies.
Why are we still doing this? My best convention was a real estate investing convention, because it wasn't necessarily the convention. It was just me being able to network and being around a whole bunch of people that were doing the same thing I was doing.
Okay.
So a lot of times as an entrepreneur or an investor, you feel like you like on an island or you're doing this yourself. Mm-hmm. So to get around other people that's doing this or trying to do the same thing that you're doing, that was encouraging for me. So that was like the best convention I went to. And then the worst was, I'm 99% sure this company is no longer in existence. I mean, oddly, it was endorsed by Donald Trump back in the day. The worst I went to was, it was like this convention where it was this company, and it was like such a hard sell at the end. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it was like motivation.
What company was
I don't
this?
even remember the name of it, but I do remember what they were trying to do. So this was like way back in the day, like 10 years plus ago. They had these little conference phone things that you put in a conference room, and you can just hit the button and you can talk to people basically like before like Zoom or whatever. And they was like, this is going to be the wave of the future. Donald Trump uses it. And
I remember that.
Yeah, it was like a conference phone. And it was something else. It had another element to it, but the major product was like this conference phone. And it was like, you can sell it to all these corporations and you can get other people to sell the phones.
I went to one of those.
Yeah, it was like something else connected to it. It was like the phone, the conference.
They were like, Donald Trump uses it.
It was like phone and insurance or phone and communication or something like that. Yeah. And it was like such a hard sell. And they was like showing all these people in like Aruba and the Caribbeans because they have made so much money from all this stuff.
It was definitely, that was a pyramid scheme.
But it was like, we just need $12,000. Yeah. No, it was like, it was like $1,200. And then if you really are, serious and you really want to make some money, you want to change your life. Yeah. 12,000.
There we go. And it was just like, but what are y'all? What is it? Like, what are you selling? What is it?
But there's like Donald Trump uses this in his office. Like, what's the holdup? Like, they basically was like, you're so stupid if you don't join. It was like such a hard sell.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was like bad. And then on the other end, the best conference.
I don't remember the food being good either. I'm just gonna say that.
Nah, it was bad. I'm pretty sure they should have had alcohol to try to people really drunk. Other best and worst is church conferences. Actually, the best is like, because I remember I went to this conference over at in Cincinnati at Solid Rock Church, and they oversold stuff, and it was so packed I had to sit on the steps.
Overflow. Oh.
No, I sat on the steps. So it was T.D. Jakes, armor bearer, and me right there on the steps. But I was geeked because I was able to be so close to
And you set your tail on the steps.
Yeah, sat there the whole time. I had a front row seat, so that was good.
You ain't had no back support?
Nah, I just sat there. I was in my early 20s. This was like with Manpower and all this stuff, like the height of T.D. Jakes. So I was like, man, I'm sitting right here. Like, he was like right there, like where Jen was.
I remember T.D. Jakes came to visit our church. This was before he even this was like right before, as he was like blowing up. He came to visit our church, our new building, which sat only like 800 and some people, but it was a big church in Cincinnati. And they had put overflow rooms in every single solitary room in the church. And then we still had the building of our old church, which we call the annex. And they had overflow in there as well. And it was packed. Now, see, I like it because I'm a people watcher. So I was watching all kinds of drama. It was fun for me. But I remember they had kicked out all the young people. They kicked out all the kids. They put us over there in the annex because they had ran out of room. I said, I've been here.
People paid for the
People were sitting in the sound booths. They were sitting in Sunday school rooms. They had them little big booty screen TVs on the carts. People were watching it in the Sunday school rooms.
We're going to watch a movie the last 2 days of school cart.
They had those carts. They had everything you could possibly think of. People were sitting in the choir stand. It was a whole big thing, but I don't really do crowds as much like that anymore. But yeah, it was.
That's also why I didn't go to conventions and conferences, because I really, crowds give me a little bit of anxiety. But anyways, what's giving me anxiety is you haven't given us our real estate minute.
Real estate minute of the day. Well, I'm excited to talk about this one. And it's super simple. And it's all about deciding if you want to buy a house or if you are ready to buy a house. A lot of people talk about wanting to buy a house, and it's just a strong desire. A strong desire that can easily be swayed by life decisions, by market changes, and everything else. But I want you to decide if you're ready to buy a house. When you are ready to buy a house, there's really nothing that's going to shake you from that decision, whether it be a life change, whether it be something in the market. When you are ready, you are set and determined, and you have everything in place so that you can reach your goal. I don't want you to buy a house. I want you to be ready to buy a house. And we can help you with that. Just come on and visit us at thewillisteamlv.com. Click on the consultation button, and let us help you get ready to buy a house. You can also find this information in my book, Before You Buy, Read This. And you can head over to beforeyoubuy.readthis.com. All right, y'all. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Great topic. Make sure you put in the comments what some of your favorite conferences are. Go ahead and put in there some of your not so great ones too, because we want to know about this. I want to avoid all the bad ones, especially the ones that don't have good food. I'm just saying, I feel like there's something to be said about
That's a secret ingredient.
Could be. Anyway, drop your favorite conferences or conventions that you think that we should go to. And we would love to see that in the comments below. Before you leave, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Be part of the Willis team so that you can join us every week when we're here at the Willis house. All right, guys, have a wonderful week, and we will see you guys next time.